Welcome to Lick the Spoon podcast. This is Jayme, and my friend Beth and I are two geriatric millennials, and we love to hang out together. We've been getting together, talking and sharing stories with each other and recording our conversations, and now we are sharing them with you. So we hope you enjoy listening. If you do, please take a second to subscribe. We really appreciate it.
Cut down on my bills. It's ridiculous right now.
You have to pay for it every month?
Yeah, it's like a monthly, like $50 a month. And I was using it for business because it's like my logos and my pictures. It all made sense. And now I'm not doing that. And I'm like, what are you doing with your life? So I started going here and I was like cutting down all of the subscription services. And I'm like, you get a lot of subscription services. And I was like, no more. You're getting two.
Yeah.
And then this weekend I got bored and I got Disney Plus again. I'm like, there was nothing on even. I watched stuff I watched before. I'm like, was this worth it to restart this? No.
Well, Disney Plus is a lot less than $50 a month.
I know, but like you added Disney Plus and Hulu and Netflix and Peacock and this and that and HBO Max, and all of a sudden you're at like $100.
Oh, I know.
But you love your life.
And you're like, I don't need cable. Why would I pay for cable?
Yeah.
I can just get a streaming service, but then you end up getting like 10 streaming services.
But it's still worth it because cable sucks in the sense of like, I don't want to watch commercials, you know?
Oh, right. I've never had cable, so I don't really know.
Oh, yeah. No. Like, commercials are the worst. That's why I pay for YouTube. People are like, you pay for YouTube? Trash. My friend was calling me out on that. And I was like, no, try out YouTube Premium. She started doing it, and she's just like, oh, my gosh, what I was doing before? I'm like, yeah, peasant. Not to be like first world problems, but yeah.
I didn't even know that you could have, like,
yes.
I think maybe that's what it always says. It always pops up.
Yes. Like, it's like $14.99 a month, and you're like, $15. I'm like, no, you get your life back because there's so many commercials.
I should totally just, well, maybe.
Yeah.
I was going to say for my kids, but do I really care that much? Because they're the ones that watch YouTube all the time.
I mean, just if you want them to be inundated with ads or not.
You know what? They are, because Karis is like begging for stupid, like, whatever it was, a scruffle of or whatever. And I was like,
what's that?
How do you even know what this is? And like a pooperoo. I was like,
a pooperoo? Like the perfume for pooping?
No. Maybe that's
the
wrong.
Pooperoo?
No, that's the wrong.
Oh, that's poopery. Remember the spray that you spray before you go to the bathroom?
Yes. No. This was
a pooperoo?
It was a pooperoo because it was like a stupid little thing with a toilet and like.
I don't know.
Anyways, I'm like, how do you even know about these things? And it's because she watches her YouTube channels, and then they have ads.
Tricky.
They pay like.
Sponsored.
No, I don't know how it works, but these children who have these channels get toys sent to them that they open live.
Unboxing toys,
Yes, and so...
That one kid is in Target now. I don't know his name, but it's this little kid. He has a Target line, at least he did a few years ago, and he made like $24 million or something in 1 year. Oh my God. I mean, you'd have to fact check me on that, but it's like, just to open toys. It's amazing. I feel like we missed out. Like, we missed...
That should be
like,
my
our
job.
generation, we missed out on, like... the technology thing. It's like, even like Bitcoin, you know, you talk about that and it's just like, oh, I want, you know, cryptocurrency. I barely know what it is. I've Wikipedia'd it like 5 times. I've watched a YouTube video on it. I still don't know. And I'm sitting back thinking about 12 years ago when I heard about it when I lived somewhere else. And I was like, oh, I should do that. And then I was like, nah, that's too much work. And now I'm like, I would not have to work now. Okay? I would not have to work now.
Did you see the Saturday Night Live with Elon?
Oh my gosh, yes.
He talks about it in that.
Yeah.
But he's a terrible actor.
He's a terrible person.
That's not how he
allegedly.
Oh, really?
But yeah.
That's not how he made his money.
No.
And he's not an actor.
No. He comes from money. His family like owned a mine, like not a diamond mine, like a gem mine or something. And there's a lot of stuff there, but whatever. Allegedly, because I'm not getting sued today. Anyway. So yeah. Okay.
I know I cut you off when you were telling me something else.
I don't know.
I feel like there's so much energy to our conversation all of a sudden. Like,
I know. But that's how we always are together. Like, I was literally practicing for this freaking podcast. Like, I got so nervous before you came over. I literally was like, oh my gosh, it's happening. And I'm like, you need to calm down. This isn't even a real podcast yet. I called this episode 0 as in like, a spoof.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. It's just to like play around with and to see what we're doing. Because I'm like, oh, are we going to edit in like a wah wah? You know, like what are we doing? So,
oh my gosh, I was listening to a podcast on the way here that I started today. The Rise and Fall of Mars Hill.
Oh my gosh, I've heard about that. Yeah, I've heard about that. I heard it's interesting. I'm going to be interested to see your take on it at the end.
Well, I didn't know anything about any of it.
Mm.
And so as I'm listening to it, I mean, there's so many references that I'm just like, oh, because that's, you know, it's all Christian culture and all these different churches and all that I know about. And so it is interesting.
Yes.
It's very interesting. And I mean, I'm really enjoying it so far. Yeah. It is fascinating. So anyway.
That was a whole cluster.
Speaking of podcasts.
I remember I was walking down the street listening to a different podcast. This was like 10 years ago when that church imploded. And I was listening to it. I was like, victory. You know, it was crazy. It's a crazy story. So I'm excited. Yeah.
Are you going to listen to it?
Probably. Like, I don't have anything else going on in my life. So it's just like podcasts and books on tape. I kind of joined a book club. I've never wanted to be part of a book club, but I kind of joined one.
Okay, what book club is this?
And I have a friend, like a newer friend, and she's like been inviting me for so long to her book club, and they meet like on Sunday evenings, so there's not really like, I gotta work.
Yeah.
So she said, okay, just read the book and just come. And so it was like the Midnight Library. Have you heard of that?
No.
I don't know. It's newer. It was okay. Like, spoiler alert. It's like it's basically about this lady that dies and she goes to this library and every book you take off the shelf is like a different version of your life that you can kind of step into and see. Like, it's kind of like it's A Wonderful World. Okay. You know, meets like, I don't know, boredom.
I have a very terrible memory when it comes to movies, and so I know I've seen movies, but I don't remember.
And it's not called It's a Wonderful World, it's called It's a Wonderful Life, and they play it all the time. It's about the guy.
Okay, yes, I know that,
George,
yes.
and he's like,
that's a Christmas
angel
movie,
wings.
right?
Yes, yeah. It's a classic, but wasn't at first.
The bell rings, an angel gets its wings.
Yes,
right?
exactly. Okay. But it was a flop. Did you know that? It was a complete flop. It was horrible, and the only reason why it's become like this thing now in American, you know, Christmas culture is because the rights were free basically to play it, and so they just play it all the time because it didn't cost them the stations. And so then it became popular because everybody saw it because it was on, you know.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Anyway, but it's a great story.
Yeah.
This one was not. I would say like it was like.
But what is the book club though? Like, is it like?
I don't know. It's all these like ladies. House? No, they just get together at like a lunch on a Sunday, and it's fine, and they talk about the book, but they've been meeting for like 12 years, so it's kind of weird to come into the group. But yeah, it was fine. It was a good exercise in like reading a book and thinking critically about it, because I was not going to go there and look stupid. Like, I came prepared to throw down.
Did anybody
read it.
Everybody read the book?
Everybody read it, and we talked about it for a while, but then, like, the conversation goes away. I'm like, hey, ladies, I need to come back to this.
To the book, yeah.
To the book.
You prepared for this.
Yeah, I'm like, I know we've, like, talked probably about all of it you want to talk about, but we need to go deeper and longer because I'm here.
Maybe you should come to my book club.
Maybe. Is it on a weekday?
Yeah. It's once a month on Tuesdays.
Is it in the morning, though? Because I have work.
No, it's Tuesday night.
Oh, I thought you were meeting, like, at 10 in the morning. I'm like, I can't do... That's not my life right now. Okay.
No. Yeah, but think about it. So this book club, do they, like, open it up regularly? Like, is it a closed book club? Like,
I think it's, like, by invite, but they used to have a lot more people. I don't really know. It's, like, book club culture is something I'm not super, like, down with. It's kind of like bungo culture from, like, you know, the early 2000s.
Well...
But it is weird. It becomes like a little clique, I think. You know what I mean? Like, it feels a little bit like...
It totally can, yeah.
Like, a bit much, but I don't know. So, I was, like, obsessed with clubs for a hot minute, though. So, like, after going to that book club, I'm like, I need more clubs in my life. And I was watching the TikTok, and I saw this lady, and she was doing a club with her friends, and they got together once a month and just went to a new restaurant. And I'm like, yes, sign me up.
That is a good club.
That's a good club. And then I saw a club for something else. I'm like, I need a club for clubs, that we just talk about clubs that we can belong to, and it would just make everything better. Yeah.
Well, if you start a club, I want to come.
Yeah.
I don't care what
it's going to be the club, and we'll just sit around and talk about clubs that we like. So, I don't know.
Club, that has such a different meaning at this season of life. I mean...
Oh my gosh, it's so sad. Oh, I was working on our taglines, so I found this list of, like, 20 questions you should ask yourself when starting a podcast. And so I've been, like, really thinking this through, like, what is our purpose? Like, why are we doing this? And I was trying to describe it to someone, and I was like, you know what this is? This is the podcast you put on when you're cleaning your house, when you need to do work and have something in the background to distract you, when you need to not have to think about somebody getting murdered, when you need to not have to pay attention or learn anything. It's just like two gals talking.
Sounds great.
Right? Because it's like, I was thinking about this. Like, I always get my housework done and my chores done when I'm on the phone with somebody. I love it. Somebody calls me, especially a talker, AirPods in, I'm going to listen to you and go, while I'm cleaning my entire house. An hour later, I don't know anything you'd said to me, but guess what? My kitchen's clean. I'm happy.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
When I'm cleaning the house, I very often listen to podcasts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or whatever book I'm listening to.
It helps get you through the day. Mm-hmm. I was trying to think of a tagline because they're like, one of the questions is like, oh, what did it say? It said, who's your podcast for? Why should they listen? And then you need to like have like a little like blurb about what you're doing. And I was like, two youngish ladies providing background fodder to get you through your day. Like,
youngish.
We're
those
youngish.
are great questions that I don't know the answers to.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't thought.
I thought about this. Yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah.
So I like hearing your thoughts though.
Yeah. I'm like all about this.
So
life.
far, I agree with everything you're saying.
Good. Yay. Yeah. So like it literally, one of the questions like, why are we doing this? I'm like, cause we're bored. At least I am. I need an outlet. Like I'm a recovering youth minister and like I'm used to hearing my voice for hours each week, just, talking about my opinions and thoughts and feelings. Mm-hmm. And I need that in my life.
Okay,
like I need a platform to just get my opinion out, with no judgment. Don't come for me in the comments and don't be too mean. This is all fun, but I need it. Like
okay,
I need a stage.
Okay, yeah, I think that's great. And I want to do it because I want to hang out with you.
It's such a great excuse. Which I think it sucks though, because like I feel like it's so with like what are we called? Millennial culture.
Are we included in that?
I am.
Oh, I'm the same age as you.
You're 6 months older, so you don't get to count. Isn't that crappy?
I'm born in 1980.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You were born at the early? See, I was born at the very end
of a 1980.
Okay. I just always think
Did you think I was like in a different generation than you? I thought we were like...
They call us like the...
Zennials or something.
No. They call us like the Oregon Trail generation. It's like this short generation that like...
Yes, but no, there's the Zennials.
That's younger than us.
Okay, well then it's not that.
I can't remember. I don't know. I know what you're talking about. Like Time Magazine came out and said something about it. But yeah, so we're like... What were we talking? Oh, millennials. Yeah. So literally, like, we've been taught at least, well, you have a different upbringing, but like stateside, we're taught like the hustle, like always be hustling. And there's been this whole thing of like anything that you do, how can I monetize that? How can I make that into something that's going to like make me money? Which is so sad because every time I take on a new hobby, which I'm going to have to show you my embroidery because I'm 80.
Those are two things that I want to do.
Oh my gosh, I can teach you.
Yes.
It's so fun.
I don't know that I would... I don't know that I'm actually going to do it because, but I want to, but I don't know that I want to actually take the time to learn it.
But you can learn it. I learned how to crochet in like 15 minutes with a coworker at a lunch
you
break.
have a gift because your crocheting is really good.
No. I've just practiced a lot and I don't show you the bad stuff. I'm not going to like, hey, look at this crap I put together. Like, okay. No. No, it's super simple. But like even doing that, I'm like, I should be making this because you see all these like, people that go to all these little like, not farmers markets, but the little shows, the holiday thing. Mm-hmm. They're crocheting their little hearts away and selling. I'm like, I don't want to sell anything. Yeah. I just want to make stuff because I like buying yarn and I need an excuse.
Yeah, well, then I think that's good. And I think...
any sponsors out there, though, that want to, like, hook us up for this podcast, feel free to reach out. Send us something. We're real cheap. So there you go. Gotta just gotta get your plugs in,
That's right.
Yeah.
So you started embroidering? Is this the new thing?
So, yeah, during the lockdown... I was like, I need a craft. And so I was like, I bought all of this embroidery stuff. So I bought the floss and the needles and I was just like, I'm just going to, stitch some tea towels.
Okay, this is different than cross stitching.
I started with cross stitching and then I moved to embroidery because I just felt like the world was so much more open with embroidery, like creatively.
I love I love the look of embroidery. I mean, I want to buy things that are embroidered.
Yeah, it's so fun and it's so easy. Yeah.
Is it?
I mean, yes. Is it? I'm not great at it. I'll show you some pieces and you'll be like, Beth, that was a good try. But yeah, it's super easy. And I just like it because it gives me something to do when because I don't like to just sit and watch a movie. Like, I need something else going else. Yeah. Unless the movie's like crazy engaging, like I'm going to be out. Like, my brain is going to be somewhere else. I'm going to get bored.
ADD or something? I think you do.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. I have ADHD, which I don't think I do. My counselor's like, oh, you kind of meet the criteria. Like, you probably should have been tested as a kid. I'm like, whatever. I don't have it. And then I'll talk to her. I'm like, you know what? This week was so crazy at work. I was just like so bored, but not bored. And I had so much to do. So I was like, I had YouTube on my iPad going, and then I had TikTok on my phone, and I'm just scrolling TikTok, doing my work, listening to YouTube. And she's just like, really? You don't have ADHD? And like, doesn't that what normal people do? Like that's what you do when you have a deadline.
Oh my god.
And she's just like, no.
I can't even imagine doing that.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Well, I can imagine doing that just like for fun, but not if I have to actually.
Not when you're doing an Excel doc.
No.
Like, let me just do some calculations.
Oh my gosh.
It's ridiculous.
That's impressive.
No, it's just my brain. So that's why I like embroidery and crochet, because it makes you slow down. Like with crochet, I'm counting in my head, or I'm, focusing on the stitch, so it just helps. But I'm old now, and so like at the beginning of the pandemic when I started doing this, I
thought you were youngish.
Well, no, this has made me old because now I have to have readers when I'm threading my yarn and doing stuff. And I'll show you, I have a giant like embroidery light that shines a bright light so I can see. And I'm like, I'm 2 steps away from taking my phone out in the restaurant to see the menu with my flashlight. And I can't, you know what I mean? Like, age is just coming too fast.
I know, and it doesn't stop.
It doesn't, and it's super annoying. And now I get how, like, when I would call people that were, like, in their 40s old when I was young, how they would get annoyed with me. And I'm like, I get it now, because you're not old. Like, you still got, like, some life in them, their bones. But at the same time, you're not, like, young.
I know.
I'm not springing up from anything.
I know. Did you watch the new Cinderella movie?
No.
Commute. You haven't?
Girl, that thing got horrible reviews. And then I started watching like a snippet of it. I thought it was like original songs. No, you can't sing Janet Jackson like this. I feel offended.
Okay, I didn't look at any reviews. I watched it with my daughter,
which
when
is
it came
appropriate.
Out. And well, now the reference doesn't make any sense. But the guy's like, I'm gonna grow old together, like into our 40s.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, I feel that.
And so anyway,
no,
why am I surprised you haven't watched that?
Well, I started it, but it was so bad, I had to turn it off.
Is it? Why? Kara's just watched it like
because that's the target market, but like I have no business watching that movie at this point. Like there's some movies targeted for kids or families or whatever that I can watch and like, yeah, this is good, I'm watching, Hocus Pocus. That's my jam.
I liked it.
Well, I think a lot of, like on Black Talk, so like Black TikTok, people were just like, no, and no.
Really?
Yeah, because like the mix was bad and how her audio was not great. Her runs were a little rough. Like I'm watching clips, I'm like, yeah, I'm not investing 2 hours of my life. And then I was really bored on a Saturday. I'm like, you know what? Let's just watch it. I made it 5 minutes in. I was like, absolutely not.
Really?
Yeah, couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I mean, maybe I'll give it another chance during like the holidays if like things don't get better and I'm just like on a gloomy, horrible mood.
Or if you want to spend some time with Karis. I mean, that's what she likes to. She's seen it like 10 times. Yeah. She likes the soundtrack. I mean,
but it's her. It's.
I know she's 8.
It makes sense. Like if she was like 30, I'd be like, girl, no.
Right.
Like no.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, you're right. It's not like I loved the movie. Yeah. I liked watching it with her, and I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I have not watched it again.
Yeah. No.
There are some really so stupid, terrible movies out there that feel like torture, like this, like Super Buddies or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Like those. But I don't feel like this is in the same category. Do you?
No, I feel like they wanted it to be like a smash. Uh-huh. They wanted it to be like In the Heights or whatever that came out, or Hamilton. Maybe not Hamilton.
In the Heights was good.
Yeah, but they wanted to be like, this is a musical. People are gonna watch it, and it turned into Cats, but worse. You know what I mean? Like, so. I started watching a series that people have been raving about, or just maybe not raving.
What is it?
It's called like Midnight Mass.
No idea.
On Netflix. They said it was a slow burn, That's what I read a review. It said, and I don't usually read reviews, but I read a review and they said it's a slow burn. I'm like, okay. I started watching it. No, it's a snail's pace. I'm like, I can't. Although the sheriff is very attractive, that's the primary reason I started watching it. Because there was like fan art on TikTok. They're like, just because he's a very attractive man. I mean, look at this guy right here. He's a man with a beard.
He totally has a beard. Okay. He reminds me of one of my brother's friends.
Is he single?
I don't know. Why does he remind me of that?
I don't know.
I think I'd have to watch the show. I don't know.
When he said his uniform.
Let me see.
With his badge.
Let me see. Yeah, I can see that.
Like, I gotta find the good one where he's like kind of like this, but this is like a sad scene. But look at that. I mean, just, he's got some Wranglers on and a tucked in shirt, and he's denim on denim on denim. Like, that's hot right now.
I don't think so.
That's like a look.
Oh my gosh. You know what? So this reminds me of, I have this group text going on with some of my friends from Belize.
Yeah.
From like when I was a teenager. Anyway, and we all for some reason, we're talking about shows and guys that we thought were cute, and so we all sent the picture of the hottest guy from our shows or whatever, and it was so interesting how different everybody's
taste are.
Yes. And when I put mine, and they weren't all oh yes, totally, I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah. What's wrong with you? Yeah.
But for me, I think it was so much about the character.
Yeah. Personality.
Yes, in the series.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It was his character, who he was, that made him so attractive to me, in my mind.
Yes. Have you seen Pride and Prejudice, the Keira Knightley version? Probably.
I mean, I'm sure I have.
Oh my gosh. So Mr. Darcy in that version, I'm like, yes. He's holding her hand a little bit. He's making a fist, and I'm like, oh yes, sir. Saw the actor in real life? Absolutely not. But that character?
Exactly.
Orlando Bloom. Legolas from Lord of the Rings. Hello. Yes, you arrow shooting elf. You're adorable. In real life, I'm like, not my type.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Not that I'm into like elf ears, but whatever.
I know.
But it's just the way it's the character.
It is, exactly. That's why I'm like, maybe I need to watch this show.
I don't think you'll go too much. There's this TikTok trend that they show like one actor in like, 5 or 6 different roles, and you send it to your best friend. You're like, which version of this is me? Like, would you pick for me? And it's kind of fun. And there's like, people do it with like, oh, which kitchen is mine and whatever. And so I sent one to my best friend, and she loves the movie. What is that? Oh my gosh. Breakfast at Tiffany's is not the movie. It's the Sweet 16 movie with Molly Ringwald. I am having an elder moment. Pretty in Pink. No, that is not the movie.
Breakfast Club.
Nope, that's not it. It's oh my gosh, I need to get some fish oil immediately.
16 Candles?
16 Candles, yes. And Jake Ryan. See, I knew the actor's name. She was like obsessed. And like,
I don't remember what Jake Ryan looks like.
Oh my gosh, Jake Ryan. Honestly, not my type. Like, that's what I'm realizing. Like, growing up, all the guys that my friends like, not my type. Like, just not they were just not, they weren't doing it for me. It was kind of sad because it was like all the guys I liked were more like from like my black roots, and they didn't necessarily transfer over for my friends here. But yeah, that's Jake Ryan. I mean, he's all right, but it's just like, eh. Yeah, but like when I look at something like this, I'm not thinking like 40-year-old Beth like, hello, sir. Right. It's like back to being like 12 years old. Like, oh my gosh, Jake Ryan, look at your car.
I know.
It's just so sad. Yeah. It's like when I watch Hook. You remember this? Did you ever see Hook? Rufiel. That was my guy.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And
actually,
I was just
like, know who that is.
I'm like, yeah, man. Like, and there was a guy that lived on my block that I grew up with, and he kind of looked like that. I'm like, oh man, like that's hot. I follow him on TikTok now, which is kind of funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Do you know who I had a crush on?
Who?
The Karate Kid.
Yes, Ralph Macchio or whatever. I don't know.
No, but did you see the stupid Cobra Kai?
Yeah.
Did you see Cobra Kai?
I watched Cobra Kai. I liked it.
I liked it too. It was super cheesy.
Yeah.
But
I liked it though, yeah.
I liked it too, but like
it's not the
he's
same.
Like no, but he's like what, like 70 now or
he
something.
Is not
he's 60.
70.
He's 60 something.
He is not
yes,
60.
Yes, he is. Look it up.
Oh my gosh, he's 60?
Look it up.
Oh, he can't be 60.
I still think he's cute.
He has to be like 55. That's almost 60 though, but maybe 52.
No, he's 60 something.
He's 59.
Oh
my gosh.
Oh, okay.
But still.
Well, still. Right?
Oh, wow. That makes me feel
I know.
Older.
I know. But then the other guy was younger. The other guy, he was a little bit
blonde
younger.
guy.
Yeah.
I love those bad boys. Like, I love Johnny. I was like,
Oh,
yes.
yes. Oh, I was
Yes.
totally.
Sweep
Yes.
the leg, Johnny, all day long. Like, thank you. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that show was so cheesy though.
But I love like all these reboots from the 80s that are like they're not just redoing the show, they're like continuing the story, which I'm all about because I'm like, yes.
Right, and
So-
everyone our age is going to eat it up. because-
Exactly. Like, yes. It's like, I need to know what happened to these people. Desperately need to know. And there you have it, another episode of Lick the Spoon. Please join us next week for a brand new episode. Until then, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Lick the Spoon Podcast. And also, don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date on all our latest episodes. Check you later.